So I got a story for you guys today. It's I don't want to call it exciting, but it sure is interesting as hell. And it'll just illustrate for you how crazy things can get on the road out there when you're a rideshare driver. So one night I was cruising in the northeast section of DC, and if you know DC, or even if you don't, I'll tell you, some parts of northeast can be as sketchy as southeast. And so I was in that area of northeast. So I get a call, and it's a shared ride. This is back when Lyft used to do their shared rides. And so I'm going to pick up the first of two rides. It's two boys. They get in a car, two very young boys. The one behind me on the passenger side is very quiet. He doesn't say a word. I think he's high. The one who is right behind me here is kind of talkative, so we get a little conversation going. We strike up a little conversation. So now I'm going to pick up the second person, and the first passenger behind me looks on my phone, and he can tell where we're picking the guy up, and he can tell and he can see the guy's name, and he said, "Oh shit, I think I know this person we're going to pick up." So I said, "Oh, for real?" He said, "Yeah." So then we picked the second passenger up, and sure enough, they know each other. So when I pull up from the second passenger's house, we can hear the sound of gunfire in the background. And the gunfire is real fast, real rapid, like da 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 da. So I said, "Oh shit, they got that stick out tonight. They got the shovel." That is street lingo for a long gun, a rifle, a machine gun, whatever you want to call it. The guy next to me right here, the second passenger, the second of the two rides, says to me, "Shit, that don't gotta be no damn shovel. My Glock can shoot that fast. It all depends on how fast you can pull a trigger." And I said, "True, that's true." And then the kid behind me says, "Shit, I got that deagle." And the guy next to me said, "You got that joint on you?" I know guns pretty well, but I'm thinking to myself, deagle? What the fuck is a deagle? I never heard of that gun. And the guy back there said, "Man, I always got that joint on me." And so he said, "Man, let me see it." The one in the front said, "Let me see it." So I'm trying to wrap my brain around the fact that somebody behind me may be carrying a gun. But I'm not ready for this. The kid behind me passes up a chrome Desert Eagle. Now, if you don't know, a Desert Eagle is the most powerful handgun ever made. He passes it forward to him. The gun is like if the grip was here with the trigger, the barrel is like out here. So he passes it to the guy next to me, and I'm trying to play along. I was like, "Damn, let me see that joint." And he does like this. He just holds it right up in my face so I can see it. I was like, "Oh, damn, that shit is tight," or something like that, I said. And then he went back, he just kept looking at it, and eventually he passed it back to the kid in the back. So I'm just thinking, again, trying to wrap my brain around the fact that this kid has been holding this gun behind me the whole time, has had it on him. And, he made it sound as normal as wearing a belt. But I can tell you that if he had wanted to shoot me, the bullet from that gun can easily pass through the seat, pass through me, blow a big hole in me, pass through the dashboard, and depending on what it hits in the engine, it might pass right through the grill and keep going. It's a very powerful gun. Just the shock wave alone could probably tear the seat apart. And that doesn't even begin to address the noise. Just keep in mind, these kids are, they're saying now that your brain is not fully developed until you're 25, and that, smoking weed could impair that and have effects on you that cannot be reversed. Well, I can tell you that all three of these kids had been smoking weed, because they all smelled like it. And that's norm, I'm used to that. But for them to be carrying guns, especially the one behind me carrying a Desert Eagle, oh man, that was, but what can you do? That's part of the job. You can't frisk down everybody who comes in your car. You can't put a metal detector in there. You just have to be careful. You have to know how to play along. I always tell people, you have to be from there. And I have several stories coming up about times when I saw people working in the areas where they were out of their element. So The next dangerous thing about it is if we got pulled over and that gun was located, they could lock all three of us up, and then, I'm sorry, all four of us up, and then test fire the gun and see if the bullet matches any they have on in evidence from a murder. And then, if it did have a body or two on it, then, theoretically we can get locked up. But I got something for that. And if you're a driver and watching, just know this. Every trip has what's called the way bill. Just look in your settings and you will see the way bill for that trip. It shows where you left from, at what time. It shows where you're going, contracted to go. It's equivalent to, like, when somebody makes a delivery to your house, like back in the old days, if you got a washer or dryer or something like that, they always had paperwork for you to sign, or they had paperwork showing, where they were heading. It's basically the electronic equivalent of that. So you can show that to the cop and should let you go, or definitely save it if there's, if you might need it in court or whatever. But yeah, that's the story. A kid was behind me, carrying one of the most powerful handguns in the world, the most powerful handgun in the world. And I had to be casual about it, you cannot show fear. You cannot show fear around these kids, or you will die.